Brought to you by the Dark Lord himself, Queasy Ali. Let me explain the plan from start to finish. We start by agreeing to a ceasefire with Russia, allowing them to keep the territories they've taken for now. In exchange, Ukraine gets immediate NATO membership. This puts Ukraine under NATO's collective defense umbrella, making it untouchable for future attacks. Once Ukraine is secure in NATO, we give it time, about a year, to rebuild its economy, strengthen its military, and stabilize internally. Then, through covert intelligence operations, we provoke Russia into making an aggressive move in the occupied territories. This aggression triggers NATO's Article 5, which means all of NATO comes to Ukraine's defense. At this point, we send Russia an ultimatum: withdraw completely from all Ukrainian territories, including Crimea, or face the full force of NATO. This plan works because it balances immediate peace with long-term justice. It ends the war now, protects Ukraine for the future, and ensures that Russia ultimately loses everything it gained. Let me break down why this plan is not just good, it's the best. Immediate peace and security in Ukraine have to become a top priority right now. By temporarily allowing Russia to hold the territories, we stop the fighting immediately. Thousands of lives are saved, and Ukraine avoids further destruction. NATO membership guarantees Ukraine's safety. Once Ukraine is in NATO, Russia won't dare attack because it knows it would be going up against the entire alliance. This is the moment for Ukraine to regroup and come back even stronger. With the ceasefire in place, Ukraine has the time it needs to rebuild. Its military will grow stronger, its economy will recover, and it can stabilize internally. Meanwhile, NATO support ensures Ukraine is not left vulnerable during this rebuilding phase. NATO's strength can be used strategically without ever escalating into a full-scale war. Provoking Russia into a misstep and activating Article 5 is a game changer. It turns Russia's aggression into justification for NATO action, allowing the alliance to step in with overwhelming force. Russia will face a united front that it cannot defeat, making it more likely to comply with demands rather than escalate further. This strategy puts targeted, strategic pressure on Russia. The ultimatum puts Putin in a no-win situation. If he refuses to withdraw, NATO moves in, and Russia faces devastating consequences. If he complies, he loses all his gains and looks weak. Either way, Ukraine wins. A prolonged war isn't a real solution for anyone involved. Letting this war drag on with no clear end is a disaster for everyone. It means more lives lost, more destruction, and more economic strain on Europe and the world. This plan ends the war now and puts a stop to the suffering. Diplomacy alone has already failed to stop Russia. Talking to Putin without leverage gets us nowhere. He only responds to strength, and this plan uses NATO's power to force his hand. It's not just about talking, it's about giving him no choice but to comply. This approach avoids full-scale NATO involvement, at least for now. This strategy doesn't rush NATO into an all-out war. It uses covert operations and diplomacy to escalate on our terms, not Russia's. The focus is on precision, not chaos. This plan is bold, it's strategic, and it works. It protects Ukraine immediately, ensures long-term justice, and uses NATO's strength to guarantee that Russia loses in the end. By balancing peace with power, this plan doesn't just end the war, it ensures the outcome is one that secures Ukraine's future and reshapes global stability for the better. Queasy Ali, the man, the myth, the legend. The icon aka the Dark Lord. Hashtag Revolution 2025 Hashtag Chaos Rising 2025 Hashtag Transformation 2025 Hashtag Geopolitics Unchained Hashtag Ukraine Strategy 2025 Hashtag Peace Through Strength Plan